All right. Hello, and welcome to day 3 of our Money Mindset Challenge. My name is Tori. We're going to take a minute to jam out, let people join in. And so feel free, dance it out to some music. Maybe you light a candle to set up your space. Maybe you grab a cup of tea, a cup of water. Whatever the case is, I'm going to take a moment to smudge and cleanse myself. But honor yourself in whatever way you feel ready or necessary, and grab a notebook, grab a pen, set yourself up accordingly so that this workshop, masterclass, can benefit you. Okay, so let's take a moment. Maybe you dance it out. And if you're watching the replay, you are more than welcome, of course, to skip through this. The choice is yours, whether you want to jam out with me or not. All right. So we're going to go ahead and turn down the tunes and we're going to get started for today. So I know if you tuned in to day 1 and day 2, I'm sure you've gotten insane value. And if you have any questions, I'm here for you. Drop them in the comments, whether on this YouTube post, if you're watching the replay, drop them in the comments on the chat inside of here, or feel free to post them inside of our event as well underneath the post where I'm putting this video in. Whatever the case is, make sure that your questions are answered. I am here and happy to support you in any way, shape, or form that you need. But honestly, I want you to get insane value. So if there's something that we have yet to cover, go ahead and let me know. We might do a Q&A tomorrow in the case that there's a lot of questions that come in afterwards, so I can support you in that way. Okay, so to get started, I invite you to come into a space of maybe closing your eyes, maybe shutting them down, keeping them slightly cracked open, gazing at one point towards the earth, and setting an intention for this practice. Maybe your hands are at your heart, maybe they're rooted onto your legs or onto the earth beside you. But allowing yourself to set an intention for whatever it is that you yearn to get out of this class today. Whatever you want to be more deeply supported with within this space. Setting the intention to be nourished in the ways that you need. For when we're intentional with each section of our day, with each thing that we do, we melt into the sacredness of life. So whenever you have your intention for today's class within your heart, within your mind, allow yourself to slowly flutter your eyelids open and welcome yourself back. So welcome, welcome, welcome. It is so good to have you here. I'm so excited to be back with you all today. I'm so sorry that Facebook has censored me and not allowed me to go live, so I have to do it on Zoom rather than inside of our group. I am so sorry for this. It is not me. I wish I could make it work, but it's literally not allowing me to go live, whether it's on my phone, whether it's on my computer. And of course, I'm in the middle of launching a program. We start tomorrow inside Blooming Lotus. If you loved everything that I shared here and you want to work with me inside of Blooming Lotus, let me know. I'm more than happy to support you in that way. I would be honored to have you there. And if you're someone that is working on their money mindset and you don't know how to make it work for Blooming Lotus, yet you know that you need it right now, open up a conversation with me. I have so many people that are on payment plans specific to them so that they can honor themselves in their growth while they allow themselves to be nourished. And I understand sometimes we don't have as much money as we need to get into a program. And I don't think that should exclude you from diving into Blooming Lotus if you're feeling drawn. So let me know, let's have a conversation. Let's come up with some numbers that work for you and your budget so that you can make this work for you. And so that I can have the honor of having you inside of this program and help you step into sovereignty, into healing, releasing trauma, releasing old patterns, and releasing anxiety, overthinking, so that you can step into your power and share your heart's work from a foundation of rooted, grounded energy. Okay, so with no further ado, I would love to hear your biggest takeaway from Tuesday's class. I almost said yesterday. We skipped Wednesday, but let me know what your biggest takeaway was in the comments of either day 1 or day 2 of this master class. I would love to hear it just so that I know what little gems you absolutely got nourishment from. And please, once again, comment below with any questions. I'm here to answer them. I'm here to help you. It's 11:11. Fun fact, I just needed to say that because I looked at the clock right then and there. That means the angels are with us. Angel numbers are appearing. And I'm so excited that you've made it all the way to day 3. If you've gone through day 1, 2, and 3 with me, I know that you're getting insane value. I know that you are going to step into expanding your capacity to receive financial abundance and abundance in general, because we differentiated between those, right, into your life. I know that you have the tools to call them in, and I'm going to give you lots more tools today. So I hope you're in for a good treat. And with no further ado, let's dive in. Okay, so number 1 key aspect to any sort of manifestation. Okay, so in the new age community, as you heard me say before, new cage. Also, I just want to let you know that that term comes from one of my teachers, Jessie Magic. She's freaking phenomenal, and she coined the term new cage. I absolutely am in love with it because it is a new cage. It's not a new age movement. It cages people into specific paradigms that isn't the best for them. That's not what we're talking about. I could go on for ages about that. But in the new age movement, we hear so much about manifestation. We hear so much about writing our affirmations. We hear so much about creating vision boards, X, Y, and Z, these little aspects, and drawing things in that way. I'm gonna be that asshole that tells you it's not only about writing out your affirmations. It's not only about creating a vision board. It's not only about thinking and visualizing. We have to take action. Yes, thinking, visualizing, vision boards, and affirmations are so important. I told you about some of these things earlier in this masterclass, right? But key to manifestation is you have to be and believe. You have to be and believe. Okay, so a few phrases that really helped me as I started stepping into expanding my capacity to receive financial abundance, to receive abundance in my life in general, were a few of these sayings. Worrying is praying for stuff that you don't want. Worrying is praying for the stuff that you don't want. And think about it. When we worry about shit, also, I totally forgot to preface this with, I definitely swear, okay? I'm one of those spiritual people that swear. It's just a part of my honesty, a part of my nature. So if that offends you, or if you're around kids, maybe put some earphones in or feel free to click out, okay? I know I'm not for everyone, and that's okay. But think about those times that you've really worried about stuff, where you overthought, you played out these scenarios, and you really focused your energy on, like, what if this thing happens? Did it? Did that one thing that you really didn't want to fucking happen? That may be because you put so much energy into worrying about it and feeling into it that it actually manifested into your life. And yeah, it sucks. Yeah, it's shitty. And the thing is you don't have to allow that to happen anymore. If you allow yourself to step out of that paradigm and allow yourself to dive in to trusting, into manifesting what it is that you actually want, not the things that you don't want. So no longer worrying. If a worry comes through, yeah, that happens. It happens to me still. If a worry comes through, you see it for what it is. You acknowledge it. And then from there, you allow it to move out of the mind on an exhale, perhaps releasing it out of your body and stating to yourself, trying to reprogram the subconscious mind, as I mentioned on day 2, right? Reprogram the subconscious mind by saying, that is not going to happen. I am calling in blank. Right? So that you can actually manifest the things that you want rather than manifesting the things that you don't want at all. Okay. Huge aspect of diving into this work, diving into true manifestation. And I call it true manifestation because we hear so much mumbo jumbo in the spiritual communities about how to manifest. And something that one of my coaches kind of brought to light to me is how quickly I manifest things. Like I was telling her, I want a house before the end of summer. And look, we're getting a house before the end of summer. Like these things happen, they're playing out. And that was only a few months back, right? So if you allow yourself to really root into that space of being, of trusting and believing in yourself, in spirit or energy, God, goddess, whomever you subscribe to, this will allow you to deeply be rooted in that space of true manifestation and working towards your dreams. So if you're always worrying about the money that you don't have, if you're worrying about having some savings left over and you know that you're going to, be in the negative, be in the red this month, if you're constantly worrying about that, you're going to draw that in. But if you are constantly reaffirming yourself that you are going to be fully provided for, say hi to Luna in the back. Hi, Luna Bug. But if you trust that you're going to be fully provided for, if you trust that your bank account is going to be in the black, meaning in the positives, and you continuously trust that money is going to flow in from unknown sources, then and also take action steps to this, right? We need to be smart about our money and we need to take action steps. We can't just think things and make them happen, right? But when we allow ourselves to step into that space of trust, step into that space of being and believing, we allow more of that abundance to come our way. So ensuring that you allow these things to happen and stay very rooted in yourself, okay? Another term, sorry, she wants some loving. She's like, Mom, what you doing? Another phrase I should say that has really supported me is when you make a no nonsense decision to call in greater financial wealth and abundance, or hell, even get rich, you may immediately feel like you have no opportunities to do so because you are currently blinded and busy about thinking of how this should look, blinding you from seeing the new, unrecognizable how that the universe is putting right in front of you. Okay. So oftentimes when we make that no nonsense decision to step into our power, to draw in more money or even get rich, Okay, getting rich isn't necessarily a bad thing. And if you still have a negative connotation about getting rich, you need to do some work around that, because people that are rich aren't inherently evil. I know that I thought that for so freaking long, and I had to get myself over that. I know countless people that are getting rich so that they can actually do so much good in the world. And now that is my goal, is to get so rich that anytime I see a problem, I can change it. I can support the people that need help. I can support the land. I can support the earth. I can step into being a deeper stewardess of the earth. And that is ultimately my goal, is to make sure that this planet is able to be here and have enough resources for the following generations that come after us, right? So look at how you depict rich people. Look at how it would feel to be rich for you. And once again, you need to get into the mindset of writing out where those like amounts would be going to, where different amounts would be going to, what you'd be investing, what you'd be putting into savings, what you'd be putting towards a cause that is really deep and down into your core, right? That you feel very passionate about. All right. So just remembering all of these things, it is super, super, super important and crucial to make that no nonsense decision, but also ensuring that you aren't blinded to the opportunities that are popping up around you for you to draw in that abundance that you've been yearning for. So say you keep seeing one person pop up, say you keep seeing my profile pop up, talking about calling in greater abundance, working with me inside my coaching programs, or even stepping into the freedom era and a magic business selling Kangen water. Those are two things that I focus on a lot. And why is that? Because I know that if I help people in this way, I can help them draw in greater abundance, right? So if you're interested in either one of those things, feel free to reach out to me. I'm here for you. But we need to stop getting blinded by the things that we're worrying about. And we need to start seeing and opening our mind, opening our third eye or our first eye, depending on how you like to call it, to these opportunities that are right in front of us. Sometimes they're put right out in front of us. And oftentimes we'd say no and run away because we're like, we don't have the time, blah, blah, blah. Well, guess what? That was your opportunity to get rich and you just threw it in the trash, right? We need to make sure that we are allowing ourselves to peel back the blinds and trust and step into this space of honoring what is coming in front of us, opening our perspective. I'm getting too excited. I'm blurring my words, right? I might even be yelling at you guys, and it's not intentionally. I'm just really amped up because I love talking about this, okay? So open your perspective, open your blinders to see any and all opportunities that are being put in front of you for you to draw in more financial abundance and wealth, okay? Your fortune is in your faith. Faith in yourself, faith in money coming in, faith in the universe or spirit, God, goddess providing for you and supporting you. So if you lack faith, you are going to lack financial abundance. You are lacking in your trust towards the universe to provide for you. You are lacking in faith for yourself in providing for your own being or your own family, X, Y, and Z. And I know sometimes, like, especially because of the last year and a half, shit has been hard, right? I understand it hasn't been the easiest time for anyone in the world, especially people that lost their jobs. So many issues happened within the last year and a half. But if we don't have faith and we lose our hope, we're going to fall into this pit of coming back down in our vibration, right? So we talked about the scale of vibration. I need to post this in the group. Mental reminder being put in my brain right now. That when we are in the space of lacking trust, we are down on the scale of energy big time. But if we step into faith, that's pretty high up. If the top's here, faith and trust is pretty high up in the scale of the energetic vibrations. So if we are allowing ourselves to trust and have faith in whatever it is that is happening, and we surrender. Surrender. It is such an important thing to do. Surrender to what's happening. Go through the experience, have the emotions, be human, step into feeling, right? Allow yourself to feel the things. We oscillate. Remember, we talked about this the other day. we oscillate on that scale of vibratory levels. But if we allow ourselves to step into trust, we're allowing ourselves to stay high vibe and trusting that we are going to be provided for, that we're going to find a way to make it happen. But if we allow ourselves to melt down into the space of mistrust and fear, we are not allowing ourselves to step into surrender. We're fighting, we're stepping into resistance. We are no longer allowing ourselves to draw in what we are wishing, right? So faith is so crucial and important to calling in what it is that you want and need, okay? Faith also raises your frequency. You're in the space of trust, of surrender, all the while taking action toward your goals. Okay. So this is a huge part that so many people don't discuss when it comes to manifestation. Okay. So like I said a little bit earlier in this, you can't just think your way to things. You can't just visualize your way to things. You can't just affirm your way to things, right? You have to set into action. Now, think of science, right? When there is no action or energy, something is going to stay still. I don't remember if this is from chemistry or physics. Sorry, my brain is not inside of that realm anymore. But basically, if there's no energy being put into something, say this mug, right? It'll stay still if there's no energy being put into it. Now, if I swirl it, the liquid inside swirls. I'm putting energy and action into this, so the liquid inside is swirling, right? So when it comes to your dreams, your goals, your aspirations, even into calling in greater financial wealth and abundance, there has to be an action. As we talked about the other day, if you have no changes, there is going to be no results. So if you are looking to call in greater abundance, if you're looking to call in greater wealth, you need to take action in some way, shape, or form. It could be one little thing every day. It could be 2, it could be 3, it could be 5, it could be 10, right? You can call in these things by taking action steps towards them. So something that I do with all of my coaching clients, whether you are in a group container, whether you are working one-on-one with me, is I give you action steps for every time we have a coaching call. It is necessary to create change in anything, to have action steps that you are taking to change your patterns, to change your behaviors, so that you can actually step into what you're calling in. So if I wanted a house, like I said, if I wanted to get a house and I took no action to look at houses, to call my realtor, luckily she's a friend, or to, go and look physically at showings, at open houses, at different houses, would I have gotten a house? No. So why do we often feel like we can call in greater financial abundance by not taking action in any way, shape, or form? Right? It is so crucial to create change by taking action. It can be little small steps that you implement day by day. It can be bigger things that you implement throughout your weeks, right? It doesn't have to be something that is outrageous. It can be little loving changes that you make into your routines, but allowing yourself to create some sort of action plan. And this is going to be a part of your homework today, is to create an action plan so that you can call in greater financial wealth and abundance, so that you aren't feeling stuck in survival mode, stuck in that hustle and bustle and grind game, right? We aren't meant to hustle and bustle and grind for our entire lives. We're human. We're meant to experience this life. And yes, our society makes us believe and conditions us into thinking that we are working machines, when really we are human beings that have the ability and capability to work, and we do so that we can provide for our lives, right? But we shouldn't be working our entire lives away. My own personal belief. If you want to believe otherwise, that's okay. For me, my work is intertwined deeply into my life, but I do absolutely love what I do. If you don't love what you do, once again, coming back into what we were talking about the other day, allowing yourself to step into your passion work. And if you need support with that, I'm happy to help you. Okay. Message me. We can chat about a coaching container specifically for you to step into your passion work. In addition to faith helping you step into surrendering, into calling in greater financial abundance, faith helps you shape shift, meaning from that lower vibrational space into the higher vibrational space so that you can actually shape shift your perspectives, your beliefs, almost everything about yourself so that you can call that in. Faith strengthens your relationship with universal intelligence, the divine spirit, great spirit. It allows you to step into that full surrender, knowing that you are going to be provided for as you need to be, right? This can be a huge milestone within your journey, because I know for me, when I started stepping into faith, I was easily provided for more and more and more and more. I don't worry about being provided for. I don't worry about people signing up for my programs. I don't worry about people signing up for sessions or buying products from me. I step into faith and more sales come through. More clients see this emanating from me, so they want to work with me, right? It is so important for us to step into faith. So important. That's why we're spending a whole section on it in this class, okay? So faith also, I'm blending my word. I love making up words. Faith strengthens your self-confidence. So would I be here showing up confidently, being silly, messing up my words with you if I didn't have faith in something? Probably not. I know coming onto camera and talking, even listening to my own voice, used to scare the living daylights out of me. Okay, I always got super nervous and teary-eyed, and my throat would feel all shut down and swollen, and I'd shrink back like this. I was terrified to come on camera for so long, but over time, I've practiced, I've allowed myself to do it, and then look, right? We show up, we allow ourselves to show up as us, we can be silly, we can be whomever we are, and step into our confidence so that we can call in greater abundance. So when people see you walking with a heart proud, forward, shoulders rolled back, chin lifted, shining your light outwardly, people are going to be magnetized to you. Okay, so remember that it is so important in your journey to allow yourself to step into deeper confidence. And if you're struggling with that, open up a conversation with me. Maybe you're diving into Blooming Lotus with me, whatever the case is. Just by the way, if you want to dive into Blooming Lotus, we begin tomorrow. So deadline to sign up is tomorrow night. Okay. So just allowing yourself to step into confidence and to support yourself in the ways that you need so that you can be more confident and have more faith in yourself. Okay. Faith equals abundance mindset, which equals you're going to need some bigger pockets. Okay, you're going to need a bigger space to contain your savings. You're going to be putting in more money into your savings, more money into your pockets, whatever the case is. So faith equals abundance mindset, which equals you're going to need some bigger pockets. It is true, even though it's as simple as that. Faith in yourself with action steps is literally going to make you a money magnet. So allow yourself to plan out those action steps, whatever they may be. They may be little, they may be big, they may be somewhere in between, but allow yourself to step into them so that you can create some momentum, create some changes so that energy starts to flow and you see more cash flowing to you. Okay. So one thing that I absolutely love to say to my clients, to the people in my life, my friends, my family, you can have your cake and eat it too. I know that so many people in the world want to be like, you can't have your cake and eat it too. No, you fucking can. It depends on what kind of standards you put out into the world, right? So if you want to, be one thing and another, you have the ability to. You don't have to be one thing or the other nowadays, right? I know there's so much out there saying that you have to do one specific thing, become an expert at that one specific thing, and only do that one thing. As someone that has ADHD and does not necessarily do well with only doing the one same thing repetitively, I can tell you that there is the ability to become successful doing multiple things that you are super passionate about, as long as you take the time to dive into them, to train, to learn, and to put the energy into every facet. I would suggest, if you're like me, starting with one thing, growing that, and then once you have a solid foundation there, going on to the next, growing that. If you have a desire to grow another thing, once that is expanded, going on, creating something new and expanding that. Or maybe they're all bridged together like they are in my business, right? The choice is yours, but allowing yourself to be and have multiple things. So often we can hear that you can be rich or be a mom. You can have a career or you can have a family life. This is especially for women, right? And I know for me, one day down the line, I do want to have a child, right? I mean, sometimes I oscillate between yes and no because my business is my baby, but I'm not a mom yet. I'm an auntie. I love that. I'm a fur mama. I have 3 cats, but those are my children for right now. And I'm completely content with that because right now I'm really into my passion work and I love that. And I don't necessarily feel as though I want to bring a life in. I still have healing that I want to do, but I'm able to heal and run my business and help people heal themselves as well. Do you see what I'm getting at? It's not a matter of or. It is a matter of I can allow myself to be this and have this, right? So frankly, fuck that. You can be and have, you can have and be both. Okay, you can have and be both. So you can be rich and be a mom or dad or parent, right? You can be a good person and make tons of money. What's wrong with that? You can travel the world and run your own business. Do you know how many digital nomads there are out there? And if you're wanting a way to do so, and you're a conscious being that wants to help people better their health, Kangen water is amazing. Feel free to message me about a Enagic and I will happily talk to you about that because I freaking adore it, right? So allowing yourself to know that it isn't about the or. You can be working towards your dreams and treat yourself along the way. You can save and you can buy that expensive thing you've been wanting, right? It's all about setting new standards for what you are calling in. So you can have and be both. Don't allow someone to tell you you can be one or the other. We aren't allowing that anymore. We can set a higher standard for ourselves. And moving forward all the more, change your perspective, okay? We have talked about this a good deal throughout these master classes. Changing your perspective and your beliefs around money. Sorry, my hair is going wonky today. It's all stuck up in my necklace. But changing your perspective is crucial in growing exactly what you want and desire, okay? So when you focus on your past, you are blind to your present. This is where depression often comes from. When you focus on your future, you are blind to your present, and that is mostly where anxiety comes from. Okay, so if you are in the present moment, there is no worrying, there is no overthinking, there is no anxiousness, there is no depressive feelings infiltrating your being. When you allow yourself to step into that space of trust, step into the present moment, you no longer have those wavering thoughts pulling you this way or that. You are here, you are in the moment, you are focused, you are intentional, and you are moving forward, right? So think of the last time that you were truly present. Maybe it's with this right now, or maybe you're over here like scrolling on your phone, right? So allow yourself to just recognize how present you are in your daily life. Take a moment here, reflect on it. Remember that you are the master of your reality, and your perception is manning the control buttons. So your perception is hitting all of these little buttons on the keypad to keep you where you are, because that is the only level of perception that you have. So say you make, I'm just going to throw a roundabout number out there, right? Say you make $4,000 a month. This is just a guesstimation, okay? If you make $4,000 a month, Do you have a perspective that that is your cap? That is as much as you can make a month? Or do you believe that you can receive $15,000 months? And this isn't just for coaches. This isn't just for entrepreneurs. This is for people that have careers inside of any kind of business, right? Any kind of corporate business. You can absolutely go to your boss and ask for a raise and say you do X, Y, and Z, how important you are to this company, how integral you are to it, so that you can ask for a raise to be more supported with the work that you are doing, so that you aren't struggling any further, right? So remember that you are the master of your own reality and you're pressing all of the buttons. So if your belief is, I max out at $4,000 a month, I always empty my bank account, I'm always going into the red, I am always struggling for money, then you are not going to step out of that. You have to literally release those, change your perspective, and allow yourself to then move forward. It's a process. It's a journey. This isn't going to happen for you overnight. Maybe over 6 months, maybe over 4 months, if you're super diligent with it. Yes, you can see changes as soon as a month, as long as you stay consistent. But over the long term, you are going to see results the more consistent you stay with these things that I'm sharing with you throughout this masterclass, okay? It is impossible to focus on one thing and see another. As we were mentioning earlier, right? When you focus on your past, you are blind to the present. If you're focusing on one thing and one thing only, and it's about how much money you do not have, you're not going to see the opportunities that are coming your way to draw in more money, right? So being very aware of where your perspective is. Are you in the present moment? Are you here in the now? Or are you always being pulled and swayed from the past, from the future, from whatever, X, Y, and Z, right? So allow yourself to really, really, really just recognize where you are at with all of these things within your life. Oh, sorry, my legs are starting to get a little sleepy. Gotta reposition. All right, so allow yourself to believe in yourself. If I can get one thing through to you in today's class, it is to freaking believe in your own being, your own magic, your own power. We all have it. We were all put onto this earth for a reason, okay? In order for you to get here, over 1 million people had to come together over time, right? Going way back, over 1 million people had to get together, meaning like, you know, you literally are the result of 1 million people coming together. Let that sink in. Can you imagine that? 1 million people had to consummate in order for you to be here in this moment right now. And simultaneously, we are having a collective awakening where people are expanding, people are choosing to take their power back. We're calling in more money for ourselves. We're no longer settling for the hustle and bustle grinding culture. We are calling in being fully supported for and by the universe. And we are here in this time, in the here and now, to be a person that is taking action towards that change collectively. So recognize that over 1 million people had to come together for you to be here today, and that you are here for a reason. It may not be one that you know right here and right now, but the more you sit with yourself, the more you do this inner work, the more you will come to a conclusion about what that thing is, what that reason is, or those reasons are. Okay? So remember that you believing in yourself is a huge key into coming into greater abundance and financial wealth. Anchor into the belief that you have things to be grateful for. As I mentioned the other day, the more you pour love onto money, the more money will come back to you. We said that I love money and money loves me. Dance is amazing to do. Shout it from the rooftops. Go to the beach and dance it out with your friends. Like, have a twerk contest, whatever the case is, have some fun with it. Get it moving. Have some fun moving your body, singing to yourself, whatever the case is. Allow yourself to anchor into the belief that money loves you and you love money, and that the more you're provided for, the more passion work you can do in this world. Okay? Trigger thoughts about how blessed you are. reprogram your mind. So, seeing something happen on the street, allowing yourself to walk through your living space, whether it's your home, your apartment, your condo. Remind yourself at everything you look at, everything you see, how blessed you are to be in the body that you're in, to be experiencing the life that you are right here and right now. We all have hardships. We all have shitty days. I get it. I've been there. Yet, I know that we can always find at least 10 is what I should be saying there. At least 10 different ways that we can be fully supported and provided for. We can be fully grateful for the things that are coming into our lives. Okay? Remember to be grateful. The more gratitude you pour onto money, the more gratitude you pour onto life, the more you are able to receive in. Activate into emotions of joy, hope, bliss, and excitement. So these are all high vibrational feelings, right? So this is what we talk about when it comes to like high vibe or low vibe, right? I don't necessarily love these terms because they're not like super easy for people to understand, especially if they're new into the spiritual realm of life, right? But when we are stepping into joy, hope, excitement, expansion, bliss, we allow ourselves to be really high up here, right? But if we allow ourselves to melt into fear, to scarcity, to anger, to resentment, to frustration, we're really melting ourselves down on that vibrational level. If we're always scared, if we're always fearful, if we're always frustrated, we aren't necessarily going to have people that want to be around us, that want to support us, right? So we need to ensure that we are allowing ourselves to step into being excited about things again, to being blissful, joyful, hopeful for the things that we want to come in, okay? And if this is a huge struggle within your life, let's chat, let's have a coaching container where we can actually work you through all of these things. Inspire yourself to get out there and make awesome shit happen. Once again, there is no action without a reaction, okay? So if you inspire yourself, if you decide, you know what, I'm going to reach this goal by this date, okay, how are you going to do it? Take those little action steps and inspire yourself every day. Maybe you have someone that you watch online, you go to their page, you watch an inspiring piece of content or read a post to inspire yourself. Maybe you have a favorite podcast that you go to. I know that I love listening to podcasts, especially if I'm trying to kind of in that space of like inertia almost and not really having any inspiration or movement. I love podcasts for that. Even music, right? Have a get shit done song. Have a song that inspires you to really activate into high vibe energy for the day. Whatever it is, allow yourself to be inspired to make awesome shit happen. Because if you don't allow yourself to be inspired and you allow yourself to melt into the depths of frustration, of anger, of fear, of scarcity, you are not going to inspire yourself to make that action to move forward. Okay? When it comes to changing your life, and this is a huge, huge, huge one, okay? When it comes to changing your life, if you are not scared, you're doing something wrong. When it comes to changing your life, if you are not scared, you are doing something wrong. Yep, you heard that right. So if there's not some aspect of you that is scared shitless for the goal that you set, you need to go higher. So if you think it's reachable, attainable, right? And I'm like being silly with these because we oftentimes are like, oh, we'll set this little goal. I want to make, I don't know, $1,000 a week. Okay. Does that scare the living daylights out of you? If it does, okay, stick with that. But if it doesn't, okay, how about $3,000 a week? How about $5,000 a week? How about $10,000 a week? And these are just examples because we're in a money mindset challenge, right? So wondering what it is, what goals actually scare the shit out of you so that you can actually kind of step into that space, not of overwhelm, but actual growth, right? Because of course, if you have faith in yourself, if you're taking action steps, if you are constantly saying your affirmations, putting out your vision board, X, Y, and Z, these things are going to come to you, but you need to make sure that you're setting the bar high enough so that you feel fully supported. And sometimes we set one goal and we surpass it, and then we set another and we keep moving. That happens throughout life, of course. But if your goal right now isn't scaring the shit out of you, then you aren't diving into a space that is big enough for yourself, right? So I know for me, my current goal is to make $10,000 a week. Am I making that yet? No. Does it scare me? Yes. But I love that. I love that it is expanding me, that it is teaching me lessons on how to receive all the more. Okay. So currently my goal is to make $10,000 weeks. Set yours. What is your goal for every week? Maybe even every day, right? Maybe it's $1,000 a day, right? The choice is yours to set these limits, okay? And that might be completely outrageous. You might be like, no fucking way, I'm only gonna make $300 a day. Okay, awesome. You add up $300 a day times 30, you're $9,000 a month. That's pretty dope. If I did that math correctly, I think I did. Mental math is not my strong suit, I will say. I'm a pen and paper type of gal. But allowing yourself to set some goals that actually scare you so that you can step into deep expansion and grow and evolve and learn the lessons of receiving more, of opening yourself to grow and expand in those ways. So remembering that when it comes to changing your life, if you are not scared, you are not dreaming big enough. Okay. And as a trauma-informed facilitator, I know that it is so important for us to not go into overwhelm. Okay. So a little behind the scenes of this is your comfort zone. Okay. If we are in our comfort zone, we are not making any changes. This is the same old patterns, habits, ways of being, showing up in the world, X, Y, and Z. We're here, comfort. Okay. Then we go into growth zone. All right. So our growth zone is bigger and it allows us to step into expansion. But for people that have experienced trauma and their nervous systems are on edge, if we were to go any bigger than this, just thinking of it as a little example, right? If we were going to go bigger than this, it would put us into overwhelm and most likely our nervous systems would shut down. So what do we need to do? We need to stay in this growth zone because if we were to expand bigger, that's overwhelm. Okay. And if you're inside Blooming Lotus, we're going to deep dive into this. Okay. So if you haven't yet signed up for Blooming Lotus and you want to, go ahead, let me know, message me. I'll send you the link because we are going to deep dive into trauma and how it affects the body and how to step into the space of growth without overwhelm. Okay. So comfort, growth, overwhelm. We're aiming for growth. We aren't aiming to shut down your nervous system with overwhelm, okay? So staying in that space of growth zone rather than overwhelm so that you are no longer in the comfort bubble, but you are in the growth bubble so that you can continuously expand. So we're not trying to set a goal that feels like it is just crushing you, right? I'm not going to set a goal right now of $100,000 a week, right? I mean, this is just a crazy example, but I wouldn't do that right now. Why? Because that is super overwhelming to my brain that I would shut down. But if I'm allowing myself to go to $10,000 a week as a goal, okay, that is more attainable. That is doable. Yet it is expanding me. It is growth. Does that make sense? Okay, good. So just remembering that it is super important to Make sure that you are a little bit scared or a lot of it scared, as long as your nervous system can handle it, but not something to the extent of shutting your nervous system down and shutting your brain down. We need your lovely brain for you to come up with these solutions, these opportunities for you to step into greater financial abundance. So we aren't trying to shut you down, shut things off, and we aren't trying to scare the living daylights out of you. We want a little fire under your asses, not a burning explosive, right? So, our last topic for today, before I give you your home play and all that jazz, I will throw these inside of our Facebook event page as well, okay? But create a new standard around money. Take a moment, close your eyes, imagine what some of your current standards are around money. What are your current standards around money? And whenever you feel complete, slowly begin to open your eyes. Questions to contemplate, so that you can create a new standard around money and no longer subscribe to the old standards that you may have had, okay? What are you choosing to no longer allow or tolerate moving forward? For example, if you are a business owner, right? Are you no longer allowing people to talk you down on your prices? Are you no longer allowing your boss to ask you to stay extra hours if you work in a corporate world or in the corporate world? Are you no longer doing overtime because you want to have more time for your own life and instead asking for a raise because what you're getting paid isn't enough? Okay, so number one, what are you choosing to no longer tolerate or allow moving forward? Number two, what will your minimum money standard be moving forward? So what is your minimum amount of money that you are calling in be moving forward? So my minimum is $1,000 a week. That is my minimum standard. What is yours? It could be 2,000, it could be 3,000, it could be 500, it could be 800. Minimum amount of money per week that you are calling in moving forward. And three, this is a huge one that is super, super, super crucial and important to changing your money mindset. Write out all. And yes, I mean all. So make sure there's some room on this list so that you can come back to it anytime you find a new one, okay? Write out all of the reasons that you are grateful for money. All of the reasons that you are grateful for money. And that list can be so long. So maybe you have a couple pages stapled together. Maybe you have a couple pages open in a journal that you return to. Allowing yourself to pour gratitude onto money in all the ways that you can think of so that you can let money know how grateful and appreciative you are for it coming into your life. Okay. So now our home play. And once again, if you have questions, if you want to know more, if you need some answers, please pop them in the comments below, whether it's on this video on YouTube or whether it's on our Facebook event page, whatever the case is, I will be answering them for you because I am happy to support you and help you in your growth inside of your money mindset. So some home play for you to do on your own. Excuse me, I got a tickle in my throat. Probably because I'm only drinking cacao and not water right now. But number one, look at the answers from the past 2 days of our Money Mindset Challenge home play and answer them again, coming from the highest version of yourself, you standing in your power and how you wish to show up, creating your ideal life. So this means stepping out of the perspective that you are currently in and stepping into a space of faith, of trust, of surrender, of understanding you are going to be provided for as long as you take those action steps, right? So looking at the answers from the past 2 days of home play, and then rewriting them from a space of a higher version of yourself or your higher self, connected into spirit, connected into that trust and faith, so that you can create your ideal life. Okay. Number 2, those answers that you did for the past 2 days, I want you to burn them. Light them on fire, either in a fire safe bowl in the house, as long as you won't set off your fire alarms, or outside. Okay. Go ahead, burn them. Burn the old identity and story so that you can step into your new identity and relationship with money. Okay. When we burn things, we completely let them go. We give them up to spirit, up to source, up to energy, and we allow them to know that we're ready for something new. So burn those old stories and call in the new. Number 3, how does the high caliber 5, 6, 7, 8 or more figure version of you show up? How would that version of you feel about money? What behaviors would you take on? How would you spend your daily life? And number 4, how does the best version of you act about money? How does the best version of you act about money? Number 5, this is a huge mantra to remember. I will put it in our event page as well. Remember this mantra. Be, do, have. Be, do, have. Become, behave, and take action. Have it in your reality. So oftentimes in the world of the new cage movement, you hear have, do, be. No. You have to be, you have to do, so you have to be in that vibration, be in that space of trust, be in that space of surrender. You have to do, you have to take action towards your goals. You have to do the action steps, stay consistent, move forward, have that energy of momentum to have the ideal life that you've been dreaming of. Okay, so be, do, have. So important and crucial into stepping into your power, into calling in greater abundance, and basically creating whatever it is, even if it's outside of financial abundance and wealth, even if it's outside of that, knowing that this is the foundation for manifestation. You have to feel into it, you have to take some action steps, and then you can have it. Okay? So that concludes our class. This was such an honor to be with you today. Whether you're on the replay, whether you're here live with me, I am so grateful that you took some time out of your day, your precious time, to spend it with me. I am so honored, so full of love and gratitude for you, and hope for you to be, do, and have exactly what it is that you want to call into your life. If you have questions, drop them below. Let me know. I'm happy to support you. If you want to dive into Blooming Lotus with me, message me. We start tomorrow, August 6th. And this program is so crucial into stepping into your power, stepping into your worth, and no longer allowing your trauma, your anxiety, your overthinking, your space of lack mindset to come into play. We're going to be healing, growing, expanding, acknowledging all aspects of ourselves, embracing all aspects of ourselves, so that we can step fully into our power, into how we desire to show up in the world, into loving ourselves all the more, into nourishing ourselves, into playing more, into calling in greater financial abundance and wealth and abundance in general. So if you are interested and you want to dive in, there are 3 different memberships to do so that it is accessible to anyone and everyone that wants to dive in. Now, if you have any questions, if the payment plans that you see on my website aren't an option for you, message me. Let's open a conversation about creating a custom payment plan for you so that you can step into the space of growth and make it work for you. I am here for you. I love you. I love you. I love you. And I'm so grateful for you taking this time today. All in all, may your day be beautiful. May you allow your life to be intentional and sacred. And may you allow yourself to be a human being rather than a human doing. And allow yourself to be fully supported and provided for. I love you. I hope to see you again soon. And I really hope to see you inside of Blooming Lotus. I hope you have a beautiful day, and I'll see you later. Bye.